Welcome back. I want to see him go to prison. The widely reported words of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and the him she refers to is none other than President Donald J. Trump. Ironically, Pelosi is pushing back hard on forces within her own Democratic House majority, which are demanding the launch of impeachment proceedings. In response to Pelosi's statement, Mr. Trump fired back, calling the speaker a nasty, vindictive, horrible person, end quote.
I call her Nervous Nancy. Nancy Pelosi doesn't talk about it. Nancy Pelosi's a disaster, okay? She's a disaster. And let her do what she wants. You know what? I think they're in big trouble.
With absolutely no love lost here, is there any chance Congress gets much done in the next 18 months? I'll start with you, Charles.
Yeah, well, how alarming is it that she is now saying he should be in prison when last week she was at a conference saying there wasn't enough to move forward with impeachment? I think everybody should be alarmed by that, first of all. But I don't think there's going to be any movement in the next 18 months. We're heading towards a primary election, then a general election. Everybody's going to be looking for their, political posturing and to getting their bases shored up. So I don't see any movement other than just kind of standoffs for the next 18 months.
Michelle Byington, what's your take on all this?
Oh, no, I think the Democrats are getting more and more and more to the left. And shockingly, Nancy Pelosi was one of those moderate Democrats. There were some logical statements coming out every once in a while saying like, hey, impeachment is a bad idea, which it is. And now I assume there is some heat from the other Democrats saying, you got to be more radical. You need to get on our party line and saying that we need to imprison Trump. And I think she is just seeing that primaries are coming up and she's got to get those votes. But what she needs to do is she needs to chat with Maxine Waters about the homeless issue in Los Angeles is what she needs to be doing.
Okay, Keir, what was your read as you heard this go down this week?
Well, I mean, I think the speaker has displayed a real tendency to be able to get under the president's skin. This sort of secondhand comment that leaks out into the press, I think, was intentional and probably served its purpose. I thought it was unfortunate that the president was sounding off in that way with the graves of D-Day in the background. Normally we leave politics at the domestic shoreline when the president's out of the country. But regarding impeachment, she's got to balance a sort of fiery part of her caucus with the political reality that it's not popular with the public. And I think she's managing to do that pretty well.
Carmen, do you see any progress being made by this Congress?
No, and I don't see any progress with Pelosi. I mean, the name calling, I'm over it. But more importantly, as a criminal defense attorney, I have a problem with the fact that she's threatening prison when she has no real path to that. And so I think it's a hollow threat that shouldn't be out there.
Okay. So. Ben Strusand, I know you got plenty to say on that.
Well, I'll be brief. So I think politically she has handled the impeachment quest extraordinarily well. Until this comment, because the problem she has, if she's going to be successful or if the liberals in her caucus are going to be successful, is they've got to convince the middle of America that impeachment is the right answer for whatever wrongs allegedly Trump did. She's now eliminated all pretense of fairness. So as a judge, as a body, for Congress, if there was ever any ability to try to convince a large block of America that this was somehow not partisan, that's gone. And she did it by really this one comment, because she's now shifted herself into the let's get him at all costs category.
Okay, Tony, you're no fan of Donald Trump, but there are those who say that if the Democrats go down the impeachment road, it helps his chances of re-election. Galvanizing the middle and giving the Republicans a shot at Democrats in the House as being just after blood. What's your read?
First of all, the law is the law. The Democrats don't have the guts or the nerve or the wisdom to impeach Donald Trump. You need to understand that. Forget about the politics of this. Do what's right. Follow the rules and see where the evidence takes you. That's one. So that's pretty basic outside the politics of it. The only reason Trump is mad at Pelosi is because she stole his line, because she's saying he should be in prison. I vaguely remember a phrase, lock her up, being shouted by masses of people. And on top of it, is anything going to be done? I want to remind people, Donald Trump closed down the government. And Nancy Pelosi has schooled him several times on that. Nancy's going to get stuff done, and she's actually using Trump tactics now to get under his skin. Brilliant.
Okay, we're going to leave it there.